suffer, she would fight and compromise. She's been wishing up the stars that shine so bright for answers to questions that will haunt her tonight. She must rinse this all away. She can't hold in this way. She must rinse this all away. She can't love him this way. How she'd be soothed, how she'd be saved if he could see. She needs to be held in his arms to be free. But everything happens for reasons that she will never understand, till she knows that the heart of a woman will never be found in the arms of a man. She must rinse this all away. She can't hold anybody this way. She must rinse this all away. She can't love him.
Take this confusion running around my head. Take back my unkind words.
I think that we've always had emphasis on looks in society.
Everybody cares about how they look.
We're a very image-conscious society.
I think we're really caught up with how people look, and we forget to look on the inside.
I think image plays a role in everything everyone's doing.
The outside appearance that people have sets a first tone when people meet each other and they form opinions about one another. It shouldn't be that way, but it is.
Unfortunately, there's always been, I think, a heavy emphasis on image and how you look and how you present to other people. What I really think happens, and I think it really starts in junior high, is that when someone looks at you, you don't see the other person. You're looking at a mirror in your own mind as to, you're thinking, how do they see me? You're not really looking at the other person and absorbing who they are. You're too busy looking at them thinking, how do they view me?
It's always on my mind, what is this person thinking about me, you know? I don't actually think about the person or their personality. I'm thinking, what are they thinking when they look at me?
Really clear as a teacher, just from my perspective, you look out, you span over your class. A lot of them probably do spend a lot of time in the morning trying to just get ready for school.
You dress nice, you have more confidence, and you feel better about yourself during the day.
We're not feeling what is comfortable for us. I don't think that we're going to perform or achieve or accomplish as much in that day.
You're looking really good, you're gonna come off with more confidence, and confidence is attractive in our country. So I think when you're looking good, you'll feel a lot better about yourself.
Media is very strong. I think media manipulates what kind of TV shows they want you to watch. I don't think it's anything new this generation.
The media didn't say that you had to be thin, you had to be muscular, you had to be tall, you had to have blonde hair. I don't think that people would necessarily do it, but since the media tells you to do this, then the peers force everybody else to do this.
The media influences the peers.
The media pushes images. Peers are the ones who talk about you behind your back, and the media won't.
The peers look down upon adolescents that don't live up to what the media says.
The media is the most important factor in influencing people.
There's an extreme amount of pressure for adolescents in our society.
I don't know what time some of the kids wake up in the morning, get dressed and pick out outfits and all, do hair and all that stuff.
Everybody's brushing their hair in my classroom and putting their makeup on. And I yell at them and put it away.
People do take a long time. Think of how many products, how many bottles of things, how many things you would use. It's incredible when we think of how many products we use and how much time we spend.
It used to be, the stereotype would be to just be girls. For whatever reason, the culture's changed. I think guys are a little bit more image conscious than what they used to be.
It is important how someone looks in regard to how they're accepted.
It's hard to imagine not being concerned with image because our society has been concerned with image for so long.
A lot of adolescents would be much more happier if image was not a concern for them.
Such a burden would be lifted if there wasn't so much pressure about having to look a certain way, having to dress a certain way, you know, weigh a certain amount.
I think they are, more image conscious than before.
I think teenagers today are definitely consumed in brands and labels.
Oh yeah, brands and labels big time. I think in Easton we are. It's amazing how people tend to have the same labels. A lot of people will buy them and very few like to be the renegade who won't play the game. But there are always a few. But yeah, there's a game going.
I don't pay attention to brands and labels. I don't know if you count the designer stuff or not. All I noticed the Parker books. I don't know if they're knockoffs or if they're real.
I think they're definitely consumed with the labels. I think students in general come in focused on their image that they're projecting probably to their classmates.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be the one to go try the new style because you're always afraid you're gonna look stupid in it.
I always worry about my image. I always have to be dressed up nicely.
I think when I dress well, I feel like I can accomplish more things.
When I have that confidence, I'm more apt to raise my hand or just participate more.
If I'm not looking my best, I'm probably not feeling my best.
Whether it's physical appearance or an attitude interferes with how one thinks.
The media puts it forward, and then there are a few people, within every class who kind of set the fashion tone for the building, and then the other kids are copying them.
I do feel obligated sometimes on what I should wear, what I should not wear from the media.
There's a lot of pressure to have certain types of clothes. That's a huge issue.
Clothing is a huge challenge, I think, particularly for some students for whom it is important and they can't afford some of the brands that their peers are wearing. Brand clothing has gotten so expensive, it's hard to fathom.
As a teacher, you can look out and you can see haves and the have-nots from a socioeconomic standpoint, see who's wearing kind of the styles that look newer and more contemporary.
Sadly, in society today, I believe that if I were to wear revealing clothing or dressed in all black, I would be stereotyped.
You just have memories in your clothes, you remember certain events, what happened with your friends, or you went out with your family, you remember the outfits you planned.
The chips are down, it's what are you made of, not what do you look like.
I think they are,
I was staring at the sky, just looking for a star to pray on or wish on or something like that. I was having a sweet fix of a daydream of a boy whose reality I knew was a hopeless to be had. But then the dove of hope began its downward slope, and I believed for a moment that my chances were approaching to be grabbed. But as it came down near, so did a weary tear. I thought it was a bird but it was just a paper bag. Hunger hurts, and I want him so bad. Oh, it kills, 'cause I know I'm a messy, don't wanna clean up. I got to focus, these hands are too shaky to hold. Hunger hurts, but starving works when it costs too much to love.
I have students who have had eating disorders and who is an issue and something teachers are told to look out for and be aware of and be conscious of.
They diet a lot and they take dangerous things like pills and drugs. And they're okay at all costs what they do as long as they're using it.
Eating disorders are a huge issue for teenagers. I think a huge issue throughout our society. It's a fast-paced culture. People are not eating at home. So I think it's a lot about the way we live. And stresses come out of eating too much, eating not the right thing. You know, we all do it today.
Dieting is definitely cute as being healthy, exercising and eating right. No, let's go on a diet. We can eat all the junk food we want.
You can't be healthy and eating a ton of junk food, so I think it's important to eat well.
You know, if you're watching a certain TV show, you've got to realize that, you know, the kids playing the teenagers anywhere from 21 to 25, 30 years old, you've got to realize that you're not necessarily going to look like that.
Look at Abercrombie catalog, and everybody has their shirts off there. To achieve the effects in many of the catalog and everything that young people have, you'd have to be able to 4 or 5 hours a day, eating a special diet, taking care of your skin in a special way. And these people put in positions or poses where it looks like natural and everyday. So young people are always looking at that, comparing themselves to what they feel like they're sure of that idealized more that they like to lose.
Look at all the advertisements, look at MTV, look at all the commercials. Just all these images of females 2 inches thin.
I think people do kind of feel pressure to kind of look a certain way, and that's unfortunate because everyone kind of is different. And so there's, you know, the fact of the matter is, you can't look a certain way, and you force yourself to try and do it. It's not natural, and I think peer pressure is definitely part of that.
I'd always find something else that was wrong with me, and I'd pick that apart. So I don't think I'll ever be 110% happy with who I am.
And especially when you've had students, maybe when they come in as sophomore, I'll notice, you know, how they look, and then there'll be a radical change either in junior year or senior year.
You know, I think kids need to be healthier when they're younger, and I think there needs to be less pressure on kids when they get older. You got to be comfortable in your own skin, and if you're not being yourself, no matter what you look like, no matter what you do, no matter how you act, you're not going to be happy. And so, you know, just be yourself, be happy, enjoy life. You know, you're in the best time of your life.
And when you get down to it, it's not about how you look, it's about who you are inside, and that's what really counts.
The hardest thing for anybody to become is comfortable with themselves. And I have noticed when a person becomes comfortable with him or herself, that's when they look the most attractive. Ironically, it's when you stop trying as hard when you look the best.
Everything happens as a teenager, hopefully you grow out of it, and one day you can learn to accept yourself. I think people should follow their hearts and, you know, do what you think is right.
Hopefully more and make yourself a good.
What I've learned, like, just be yourself. I'm a lot happier when I'm acting myself. I'm not trying to put up a fake facade. When I am myself, I am my happiest.
Where would we be if we all looked alike? How boring. It's nice to have, you know, differences in appearance, differences in clothing, and frankly, I'm appreciative of the renegade kid who doesn't want to do what everybody else is doing. You know, be yourself. Do what you want to do. Who cares what everybody else is doing? You know, I'm always of that opinion. You know, just, you know, set your own pace and make your own path.
You are beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring you down. No, no. You are beautiful in every single way. Yes, words can't bring you down. Oh, no. So don't you bring me down.